I love these stories about NPCs getting what's coming to them. Yale psychiatrist who declared Trump mentally unfit has been fired. And of course, she's trying to sue now. That's what these lunatics always do. They have no problems getting other people fired. And then every time it backfires on them, they bring the courts in to try to keep their job. They just can't take that L, which makes it even funnier when their lawsuit fails and they take an even bigger L because now they have to pay all these legal fees. And here's a nice quote. Your repeated violations of the APA's Goldwater rule, I think that's the American Psychological Association, and your inappropriate transfer of the duty to warn from the treatment setting to national politics raised significant doubts about your understanding of crucial ethical and legal principles in psychiatry or psychiatry. And I don't even know how the hell to pronounce that word, but that's not important. Bandy Lee, the psychiatrist, former psychiatrist, who repeatedly diagnosed Trump as mentally unfit and dangerous without ever even having met him, has apparently been fired by Yale University. What a shame. Now let this be the first of many. These deranged activists need to be ousted from anything they infect. They are not there to work. Every place they infect, they intend to turn it into a platform for their activism. That's their end goal. If they get a job, like say at a game developer, their goal isn't to make good games. Their goal is to figure out a way to turn that game developer into an activism platform. That's the only thing they care about. If you're an employer and you hire these lunatics knowing this, you deserve to have your company destroyed right under your nose. You deserve everything you're going to get. But for everyone else, they need to understand that's how these people operate. There is no reason to hire them or keep them employed. They're not interested in doing a good job and making your company money. All they care about is turning your company into an activist platform. And if your company is destroyed in the process, that's just collateral damage to them. That is acceptable losses. If you're the business owner, is that an acceptable loss for you? If your answer is no, you better not be hiring these people and firing them if you did happen to hire a few. At one point, Lee's frequent long-distance diagnoses extended to Professor Alan Dershowitz. He wrote a strongly worded letter to Yale, which apparently played a role. This all began unfolding last spring, but we're finding out just now. Yale Daily News reports. Bandy Lee, Med 94, Div 95, a formerly Yale-affiliated faculty member in the Department of Psychiatry in the School of Medicine, filed a complaint against the university Monday alleging unlawful termination due to her exercise of free speech about the dangers of Donald Trump's presidency. So she was blatantly violating their rules and now is crying that this is a free speech thing. Look here. Maybe I'd have a little bit more sympathy for her if she wasn't actively trying to shut down other people's free speech. I've said multiple times, the best way to turn a censor into a freedom advocate is to censor them. So anyone who supports censorship should be censored until they no longer support censorship. Same thing with free speech. You want to shut down other people's speech? You deserve to have yours shut down. The university spokesperson Karen Pert declined to comment on the specifics of the case. Yale was the only named defendant. Dude, I hope they bankrupt this bitch. Lee's complaint alleges that Yale fired her in response to a January current year -1 twat that characterized just about all of former President Donald Trump's supporters as suffering from shared psychosis, and said that Alan Dershowitz, a lawyer on Trump's legal team, had wholly taken on Trump's symptoms by contagion. No wonder she got fired! Damn. Yeah, Dershowitz responded to the twat with a letter to Yale administrators in which he complained that Lee's twat constituted a serious violation of the ethics rules for the American Psychiatric Association and requested that she be disciplined. Man, I'm actually glad that they're finally learning that these lunatics do more harm than good. If you keep them hired on, you can only play the rogue employee excuse for so long. Like I've mentioned multiple times before, even if it originally was a case of a rogue employee that, oh, the company itself didn't order this, the rogue employee did this on their own. If said rogue employee is still employed with that company and isn't disciplined, you can say the company endorsed and supported that behavior. I would fire them immediately. Like, why are you attacking the people we're trying to appeal to? Like, if I didn't fire that person, everyone would be right to believe I support that behavior. Diagnosing people from afar is a big no-no in psychiatry. They even have a description for that. It's called the Goldwater Rule. Oh, but my free speech overrides any fucking professional responsibilities. Lee's superiors at Yale warned her about it, and it looks as though that was one of the factors in her firing. Although the committee does not doubt that you are acting on the basis of your personal moral code, your repeated violations of the APA's Goldwater Rule and your inappropriate transfer of the duty to warn from the treatment setting to national politics raised significant doubts about your understanding of the crucial ethical and legal principles in psychiatry. The American Psychiatric Association's Goldwater Rule states that it is unethical for psychiatrists to comment on a public figure's mental faculties in an official capacity unless granted permission or after a medical examination. The timing of this is ironic. I recently had a brief exchange with Lee on Twitter that ended predictably. So here's said exchange. Oh, not really so much the exchange, just the aftermath. You're blocked. The Yale psychiatrist who repeatedly declared Trump mentally unfit for office just blocked me for calling her out. Oh, well. Yeah, this whole, this person blocked me, haha. I mean, it doesn't have the power it used to. Yeah, there was a time when our side was, like, really against blocking. Nowadays, thankfully, people are coming around. It's like, hey, wait a minute. You mean that these people don't actually want to talk? And if we disagree with them, they're going to false flag us and shut us down? And it's better if we just block them and cut them out completely? I'm glad we finally came to that conclusion because it's fucking great. Now, I would still be against using block bots, but if individuals come to you trying to start shit, you got to realize it's a trap. They're trying to get you to say something that they can flag as being against Twitter or YouTube's terms of service to get you canceled. Don't give it to them. When you see these cancel culture mobs trying to lay a trap for you, just block them all. And then unless they really have it out for you and they're willing to go around the block, they're probably just going to move on to their next target. If all of us did this, then their next target is going to be themselves. And then we just sit back and laugh. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.